The journey begins in Russia's capital, Moscow. This is an aerial view with the Olympic Village in the foreground and the city in the background. In the city, our first visit is to Red Square. Moscow has several cathedrals. This one is the most iconic and is called the Basilica Cathedral. We have heard much about the Moscow underground system and are really impressed by the wonderful architecture here. It is now time to visit the Kremlin, a city within a city. Leaving the Kremlin, we take a look at some of the other Moscow highlights. This is a view of part of the Kremlin wall, the Moscow River and the Cathedral of Christ the Saviour. statue was built to commemorate the maritime exploits of Peter the Great. Moscow's University. The MS Fedin, our ship that will take us to St. Petersburg. After 2 days of intensive sightseeing, we look forward to a good night's sleep, but find it very difficult due to one of these little monsters singing its heart out all night long. The ship is moored in Moscow on the Moscow-Volga canal, and it is here that the cruise to St. Petersburg begins. The canal stretches for 122 kilometers before it reaches the river. From Moscow, the first port of call is the town of Uglitsch. The canal meets the river at the Rybinsko Reservoir. We then head downstream to Yaroslavi. We return to the Rybinsko Reservoir and then head north along the Volga-Baltic Canal system to Goritzy, and then on to Kischi in the Onega Lake. We then travel west along the Swir River to Mandrogy. After Mandrogy, we cross the Ladoga Lake along the River Nuva to St. Petersburg. This is called the Caldres Inn Church Tower. This is one of 17 locks that we pass through between Moscow and St. Petersburg. Well, I guess that's one way of crossing the river. The first port of call is the town of Uglitsch. This is the welcoming committee, although you can't hear a word that they're singing, which is probably just as well. Uglitsch was founded in 1148, but they haven't been slow to catch on to modern day tourism. We've now moved on to Yaroslavi. Yaroslavi, a World Heritage Site, was founded in 1016 by Prince Yaroslavi the Wise, who came from Kiev. The highlights are the Church of Elijah the Prophet and the Spassky Monastery.
The cathedral. A more modern vision of Russia.
From Yaroslavi, we sail about 400 kilometers north to Goritzy.
There is surprisingly little boat traffic along the Volga, but one does come across the occasional working ship, such as this one.
Oh, a church without an onion top. After leaving this lock, we enter the Rybinska Reservoir, which is so vast it takes several hours to get across, and when in the middle, you can't see land.
Datchas.
we approach Goritzy. We leave the ship and take a trip to the Kirillov-Berezovsky Monastery, an aerial view of the monastery's complex. The wall outside this monastery is 11 meters high and a remarkable 7 meters thick. Back to the ship to continue our journey. Leaving Goritzy, we travel 344 kilometers to the island of Kischi, which is situated at the north end of the Onega Lake.
Logging on a serious scale. Here's a different kind of bridge which actually swings around the river and goes across. I guess it must be floating.
Here is a view of some of our fellow passengers. And here is a very nice couple who we share the dining table and many jokes with. Some members of the crew, and here providing some entertainment.
On the bridge.
The Onega Lake is another vast expanse of water, which also takes several hours to cross. On the Onega Lake, there are over 5,000 islands, some very large, and some just a few square meters in size. Approaching the island of Kischi. Kischi is an open-air museum and is the most northerly point on our itinerary. Its main feature is the Church of Transfiguration, a 22 onion-domed wooden structure built without the use of any nails, but using interlocking coiner joinery. Built in 1714 It is the world's only remaining multi-cupola church in wood, and is on the UNESCO World Heritage List. Leaving Kischi, we sail to Mandrogy.
Rather than just being a straight and narrow.
This is Mandrogy, where we explore some typical wooden buildings, as well as handicrafts that come from all over Russia.
The local hotel.
Leaving Mandrogy, we sail west along the Swir River to the Ladoga Lake, Europe's largest freshwater lake. It's then along the River Nuva until we reach our final destination, St. Petersburg. Sunset over Lake Ladoga. The Nuva River and St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg, the former capital of the Russian Empire, was founded in 1703. Emperor Peter I resolved to create a northern paradise on an area of marshy land. Many thousands of lives were lost in the building process, At the time, this did not seem to matter. But St. Petersburg was built as the city of the Tsars, and as a result boasts a large number of ornate palaces and rich churches, where no expense was spared to achieve their dreams. Due to its low lying, it has been prone to flooding and is still vulnerable to this day. One need look no further to see the riches of St. Petersburg in viewing the Church of the Resurrection, but there is lots more. This is the rich interior of the Church of Resurrection. This is the Peter and Paul Cathedral, which is within the Peter and Paul Fortress. St. Petersburg has a large number of imperial residences, none more deserving than Peterhof, the favourite of Peter I, after whom it is named. It is over 1,000 hectares in size, with about 30 buildings and pavilions, decorated with over 100 sculptures. With a gravity-fed water system, numerous fountains have been established, creating a picturesque park. We've now moved on to Catherine's palace, the wife of Peter I. This is the palace interior.
Room after room of splendour.
This is the Amber Room, the most famous room in the palace.
Jeder Prinz, jeder Großfürst über eine Residenz.
The Hermitage.
The Hermitage Museum is housed in 5 different buildings, one of which is the Winter Palace. It is said that if you were to spend just 2 minutes looking at each exhibit, it would take over 7 years to see all the museum's treasures. It is a must for visitors to St. Petersburg. This is the Peacock Clock, 18th century English. A bird's eye view of the palace square.
Alexandra Palace. the interior of Isaac's Cathedral. The North Gate, weighing over 20 tons. This is called the Palace of Work.
Our visit to St. Petersburg and Russia is drawing to a close, but we spend our final few hours viewing the streets and the canals of this fine city. I hope you've enjoyed this film. Goodbye.
Вниз по матушке